What is up, guys? My name is Pocketcraft and welcome back to the Minecraft Pocket Edition Survival Guide. So in today's video, we're going to be making an automatic slime farm. And so all the materials will be down in the description below. But first things first, I want to explain a little bit about how slime spawning works. For those of you who don't know, if you already know, you can just skip ahead about 30 seconds. But for those of you who don't know, I'll explain it really quickly. So Minecraft is divided into sections called chunks, which is a 16 block by 16 block area. If you'll see right here, I have 4 birch logs, and these are actually outlining a single chunk right here. Now, don't pay attention to this weird gaping hole. I made that in my last episode when I was explaining the beacon, and so I will find something to do with that in the future, but just for today, don't really worry about it. But anyways, how slimes work is that they only spawn. They spawn in the swamp biome, but that doesn't really help us. But they also spawn in specific chunks across the world. So the only way to make a slime farm is to figure out where the slime chunks are in your world. And so the way to do that is by using a website called Chunkbase, which allows you to find the slime chunks within your world. And so I'll link that in the description below. So this is what the website looks like when you click on it. And so you'll want to make sure that if you're playing on Pocket Edition or any other bedrock version of Minecraft, you'll want to make sure this is on bedrock edition. And now, interestingly enough, for bedrock edition, you actually don't have to enter the seed because slime chunks are the same for every seed. Whereas if you're using Java edition, you would have to. Now, of course, this could possibly change in the future. And so if you want to be safe, you can just put the seed in. But I am using the chunk right here. And you can zoom in. And so I'll have to zoom in and get over to the one I'm using. I'm using this chunk right here, which shows it's at the X axis of 0. And then the y-axis of negative 32, and then goes down to negative 16, and then this goes to 16. Obviously, it'll be 16 blocks in each of the 4 corners. So looking back at Chunkbase, theoretically, I had 2 slime chunks next to each other, and so it would have been more profitable to make the farm with both of them like that. But I want to show you guys how the farm works with just 1 chunk, if that's what you guys are using, and then you can just expand it, obviously, to 2 chunks. So that's what I'm doing. But what I would do is mark the 4 corners of the chunk, like as you can see I've done right here. And then we need to dig down to Y level 29 on all of them. And so I've done that already off camera for you guys, just so you didn't have to watch me dig down there. But what you're going to do is when you get to down to Y level 29, and this will take a second as I come down the ladders here, but I connected up all 4 of these corners. And so now what you need to do is dig out this entire area, and then dig out this entire area all the way down to Y level 5. So you need an open area from Y level 5 to Y level 29. And so I'm going to dig out all of this really quickly, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you the next step. And just a quick tip, this is a lot of digging, and so it can get pretty tedious. So if you do have a beacon, I would recommend using it with haste 2 to speed things up. And also, I mean, there is the benefit that you're not going to have to go mining for resources for a while because you'll have all of this. All right, so I know it's tedious to dig all of this out, but it is totally worth it. 1, because it's the only way to actually make a slime farm in Minecraft. But as well, I mean, you do get lots of materials and you get tons of slime. I actually got 24 diamonds digging out this area right here. I do have Fortune 3 on my pick, but that's still a lot of diamonds just in the midst of making another farm. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But the next step here is we're going to start making the platforms for them to spawn on. So go over to one corner and go up 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and place one right there. And by the way, this farm was created by JC Plays, so all credit goes to him. Then you have to come up here and go up 4 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And then come up here and go up 4 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, sorry about that, got to get on the ladder. This is probably the easiest way to do it in survival. If you're in creative, you can just fly, obviously. Go up there, 4 more blocks, 3, 4, 4 more blocks. And I think that's probably the last one. Let's check how much room we got to the top here. Yeah, so this will be our last spawning area for sure. And so after you do that, you need to fill in the entire layer here. And so I'll have to end up taking out my ladder here, but that's okay. We'll put more in later. And so fill in all of these platforms all the way around. And so I'll do that really quickly and bring you guys back. All right, so once you've made all these platforms, first of all, you're going to make sure they're all lit up really well so you don't have any other mobs spawn besides slimes. And the next thing you're going to do is go to the bottom layer and go to one of your sides, go over 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then place a block and place 5. And now we're going to make a 5 by 3 area. However, you're going to want to leave 2 spaces open right there. And those 2 spaces right there are where you're going to put your chest. And then after putting your chest there, you're going to want to grab a hopper and crouch and place it and make sure it's funneling into the chest just like this. Then what you want to do is grab a slab and place it just like that. And that's going to be so that you can still open your chest. And then the next thing that you want to do is fill in this area right here with solid blocks. So put it in with any choice of block you want. Any solid block is fine. It does not matter what you use. And then what you need to do is place 1 solid block right here. And then I actually don't have enough solid blocks with me, but you'll need to place 1 here as well. And so I'll just do that with slabs. That'll work as well. Just doubling up on the slabs, making a solid block. And the next thing that we need to do is finish creating this collection system. So what you're going to do is place 1 powered rail right there, and then 4 normal rails. And then place 1 powered rail right there, 4 more normal rails. Remember to crouch over the hopper so that it places the rail. And then all you got to do is just place 5 rails. And we did mess that one up a little bit, excuse me. All right, so my game was being a little weird there, but I got it to connect the right way. You want to make sure the rails go around just like this. If they're not connecting, you can just break this rail, make sure these connect, and then put that rail back. Should work fine. It shouldn't be much of an issue. The next thing we need to do is power the 2 powered rails. So how we're going to do that is break the block under the powered rail and put a redstone torch right there, and that'll power that one. Then come over here, do the same exact thing to this block. We'll just put a redstone torch right there, and that should make that powered perfectly, which is awesome. Now, it may be a good idea to light up some of the areas around here. Maybe put some torches right there or something. But the next thing that we need to do is grab a minecart with a hopper, and we'll place that right there, and that'll get going around, which is awesome, and that'll be our collection system. It should bounce back and forth just like this. So doing that, you should be good. Now we need to finish the kill chamber here by placing 15 magma blocks in a 5 by 3 pattern. And now this is what's going to actually kill the slimes. An important thing to note, it'll probably be easier, as you can notice, I already cut out a 5 by 3 space on the floor above, right above where these magma blocks are. You're going to want to make sure to do that. You could do it after. I think it's probably a little bit easier to do it before you place the magma blocks, but that's totally up to you. And then after you do that, what you need to do is place slabs covering this entire floor, because we don't want any slime to spawn on this floor. And so you need to cover it in slabs, and then I'd probably light it up as well so that you can actually see things. So I'll do that really quickly, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, once you've covered this entire place in slabs, the next step is to fill in right here. So just put 4 blocks right there. Then you got to go 6 up here. 6, or that might be 7 actually. Either way, doesn't really matter. Then just fill that in right there so that the slimes can't escape when they fall down. Now you could cover this up if you'd like to as well. It's not necessary though. That's totally up to you. Now the next step is you need to go up to the next floor. You can do that with some ladders like this. Sorry, that was a little bit awkward there. Or however you would like to. It's up to you. But then you need to come up here and go to the middle. Oops. That is the problem with having an efficiency 5 pick. You sometimes break things on accident. I'll go with my stone here so it'll be easier. So go over 3 and make sure you're right above the blocks right there, and that's the middle. You'll break that block, and that block. Those 3 are there, and then break the ones right behind them as well. And now this can be accomplished from a distance. It might be a little bit easier close up. What you want to do is place a block right there, then place a block right there. We'll place a snow block right there, then cobblestone or whatever right there. Then place another snow block, and then place a block right there. And then you need to put a pumpkin right there, which will turn that into a snow golem. Then you place 2 blocks right there, and then you need to break the middle block. If I can do that, for some reason it doesn't want me to. We should be able to break it. There we go. For some reason it wanted me to come next to it, but that's fine. We broke that block right there. And that's actually okay because you need to break one of the side blocks as well. So now what we need to do is come over here, place a rail right there and a rail right there, place a minecart with a chest, Then you need to bump into it, which may require you to fall down on the magma blocks right there. If you can be more creative with it and not have that happen, that would be awesome. I am not, however. I think it'll be easiest for me just to come up right here. And this is probably the easiest way for you guys to do it as well. You need a block right here. And I realize this because I didn't break that. I'm being a little bit dumb this episode. Sorry about that, guys. But that's all you got to do there. Then you want to break any temporary blocks used to make that happen. And then what you need to do is just repeat this exact process on every floor. And so just to tell you guys why, the reason why you're doing this is the snow golem will not be able to throw snowballs at the slime. And so it won't continuously throw them back. If you don't have the minecart with the chest there, it'll keep chucking snowballs at them, and they'll never actually make it to the kill chamber. But they can still see that there's a snow golem there, and so they'll come forward to try and kill it. And so that's why we do that like that. But just do this exact same pattern on every floor. I'll do that, and I'll bring you guys back and show you the next step. Once you have put in every single layer of the snow golems, make sure that you cover up any of the holes you made in the ceiling or anything and take down any of the ladders that you had. And then the next step is come right over in front of the hopper, turn around, and make sure you walk straight all the way to the edge. So it should be right here. Let's make sure we're in the right spot. We are. And then what you're going to do is dig 25 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and then go 25, and I'll bring you guys back. All right, so I made it 25 blocks, but I had to show you guys real quick. I just found more diamonds. I already took out 2 of them because they were in the way here, but we found a 4 vein right there, so that's pretty sweet. And with fortune, we ended up getting 11, so that's awesome. Now, the next step here, one, you're going to want to make sure this is probably lit up so you don't have any mobs spawning here. But next, at this spot right here at the very end, you want to dig all the way up to the surface. And then once you get up to the surface, you're going to want to have ladders going all the way up as well. This is how you're going to get in and out of your farm. And this spot right here is where you're going to AFK. So I'm going to finish this really quick, then I'm going to bring you guys back for a couple of the finishing touches to make this work. Once you get up to the surface, you want to fill in every single hole that wasn't part of the farm that you made. And so the 4 holes at the beginning are the main ones that you're going to want to go for. I already got those 3, but I want to show you guys the method I've been using on all of these on this one. And I won't show you the whole process. I'll just explain it while I do it. But you can put water here at the top. And at the bottom here, I've actually put in 2 blocks right here. And this is so it doesn't go and mess up all of my torches. Theoretically, you could do this and then just put the torches back. But I like to do it this way so I don't mess things up. And then I can put a block right there, which will cut off the water. And then I can go right here and I can break some blocks. I don't need to break those. And just get up to where the water is. And I would do that by coming up here. And I'll place a torch so you guys don't lose sight of me. We'll place it up higher. There we go. And we'll come up here. And then what this allows me to do is I can dig right over because the water is going to be here. And then you can ride up the water, placing blocks below you till you fill in the whole column. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that. And actually, I might as well do it on camera so you guys can see what it looks like. And so we'll break this block right here. And that's perfect. It looks like there's an open block right back there that we'll have to take care of just like that. And now this is where it gets pretty simple. The water will come in here, but because we're over here, we're fine. It's about to get really dark, so you guys won't be able to really see much. And I did not mean to place a shulker box. That was a little bit awkward. I got that back. But if I get into the water, then I'll be able to see a little bit better. Sorry it was so dark there. And then what we got to do is fill in this whole area right here. And then we just go up the waterfall that we made, fill in every single block, and this will allow us to easily fill in the pillars. Now, I would recommend that you have some form of respiration on your helmet. Otherwise, this is not going to go very well for you because you are probably going to drown. Because even with respiration, if I'm not quick, I'm going to run out, but I should get to the top pretty easy. I do have respiration 3. Then you just take the water like that and finish that up. And now let's head back to the farm here, and I can show you guys the last couple steps. And the farm is actually on the other side. I built a little pillar there so I could remember where it was because it is a little bit inconspicuous. And so the farm is right here, and this spot right here that we dug out is actually where we're going to AFK. However, there is one warning that I would probably want to make to you guys, just so you know. It depends where you build it, right? And so where I've built it, it is possible that this area is also a slime chunk because I have a couple slime chunks next to each other. And so what I would recommend doing is probably taking out, instead of a 2-layer tunnel, make it a 3-layer tunnel. And then what you'll want to do is place some slabs in here so that slimes don't spawn in here either. Just to be safe, I think that would be a smart thing to do. But I'm going to AFK for a second, and let's see if this actually works. But make sure to stick around because I have a couple tips on if it's not working, how to fix it. So actually, I don't even need to AFK for a second because while I was building the farm, before I just started putting these in here, but I came back to look, and there's already about half a stack of slime balls in there. And so this is very, very effective. It works really quickly, and it should give you a ton of slime. So that was probably in like 5 minutes while I was doing this, and half the time I was in an area where things couldn't even spawn. And so that happened very quickly. If you got like maybe an hour AFK session in here, you would have plenty of slime. And so this farm is definitely a good one. I would definitely recommend building it. Now, a couple things, if it's not working, some suggestions. You could put your game mode to peaceful because that'll despawn all the mobs and put it back into normal or hard, whatever you are in. That might help. If there's any caves or anything nearby, it would be a good idea to light them up so that other mobs don't take up the mob cap. Those are my 2 main suggestions. If you have any specific issues, you can mention in the comment section down below. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It helps me out a ton. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you all in that next video.